Welcome to There Is a Method to the Madness. My name is Rob Maxwell, and I'm an exercise physiologist and personal trainer. I am the owner of Maxwell's fitness programs, and I've been in business since 1994. The purpose of this podcast is to get to the real deal of what really works, and most importantly, why things work. Hence the name, There Is a Method to the Madness. Before I get to today's show, I want to thank Jonathan and Lynn Gilden of the Gilden Group at Realty Pros. They are committed to providing the highest level of customer service in home sales. Why don't you give them a shout and figure out what your home is worth? 386-451-2412. With me today, I have a very special guest, Mr. Brent Robish, and he is the Biscuit King. He is producing, manufacturing Brent's Biscuits, which are healthy dog treats, which I've been selling here at the gym for a while, and my dog Hazel has been loving, and other friends of mine's dogs have been loving them. So let me introduce Brent here, and he's going to tell us a little bit of the origin story of how he got into making Brent's Biscuits. Hello, Brent.
Hey, good afternoon, Rob, and thanks for having me on. It's kind of was out of just an idea I had. I started working at New Smyrna Beach Brewing Company 3.5 years ago, and right away people they're allowed to bring their dogs in, but only service dogs, and they used to be able to, but during COVID they had to get a food license, and so that meant the dogs weren't allowed inside the brewery anymore. So I started making dog biscuits, more of a peace offering, and I got the idea because I'm kind of cheap. Instead of using regular flour or paying for anything, I just thought, well, maybe I can use the spent grain from the brewery. So that's what I did. I took some home. I had a small dehydrator. I dried it out, and I made it into a dough and made dog biscuits out of it. Then I really started, they became really popular. People wanted to buy them. The brewery told me that I could, start selling them. That's how I got my start. That became a little bit more popular, and I ended up having to do a list of ingredients, get an LLC, send them off, have them analyzed. So that's where I'm at today with it. I really started thinking about more of the health benefits for dogs, and I know that people would ask me, is there any chicken products in it, or things that weren't really necessary. I know a lot of grain, dog food and cat food, they put a lot of fillers in there, and they put cheap stuff in there. So I wanted to make it as healthy as possible. So I started using local eggs, local honey, and natural peanut butter. Then I started to explore a little bit more into spent grain. The spent grain flour is 7 times the fiber, 1/3 of the carbs, twice the protein as compared to normal flour. In addition, in the brewing process, we use malted grains. And what that is when a grain goes through the malting process, for a short period of time, there's water added, and the grains, they just start to germinate, and then they stop that process. But in that short little process, beneficial enzymes are developed in the grains, and they actually benefit gut health. So all of a sudden, I realized not only is this a good tasting product and dogs love it, but it's a super healthy treat, for the dogs.
And I'm looking at this here, and what I've always loved is you have the expiration date on that.
Yes.
And it looks like just a few ingredients, like you just said: spent grain, eggs, flour, natural peanut butter, honey, and yeast.
Yeast
And water. Yeah.
I don't put yeast in.
Baking powder.
Baking powder.
Baking powder.
Yeah. The yeast in the brewing process,
Yeah.
the yeast is added after, and that's when hops are added after the brewing process. Because a lot of people, the misconception of oh, you put hops in there, and actually hops are not good for dogs. The raw green vegetation hops are not healthy for dogs. So that doesn't get anywhere near my product.
And you're an animal lover. I've known that since I've known you. So obviously that's a big driving force to you too. I mean, healthy products, and I mean, you've always loved animals, so you're only going to give them what's the best.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I've had dogs, cats, turtles, birds. I have an African gray parrot right now that she kind of rules the roost and it tells us all what to do.
So I think so. Where did the Biscuit King come from? I saw him on social media the other day. I mean, you've become a celebrity down in New Smyrna. You're down there signing shirts.
So yeah, I'm a big fish in a small pond. The dog biscuits have become very popular with my customers at the brewing company, at New Smyrna Beach Brewing Company. Also, yeah, a little shout out to Chris and Sarah, the owners. They got me started in this business. They give me the grain for free.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the majority of the grain, spent grain, does go to a local cattle farmer who feeds it to his cattle. But the nickname Biscuit King, it was just kind of thrown on me by the employees there at the brewing company and the customers. And this past week, Sarah and Chris were so nice to make a shirt that incorporates my business with their business. It has my likeness on the back, surrounded by dogs and dog biscuit in it, and it says, "I met the Biscuit King at New Smyrna Beach Brewing Company." A silly thing, but it's pretty cool. It's very cool.
I thought it was great. Social media. So, going back, I mean, we've known each other since we were, basically in high school.
Yeah.
You were a couple years ahead of me, and then we,
Don't remind me how old I am.
Maybe just 2 years?
No.
3 years old?
I'm 62, and you're
59, yeah.
59, yeah, so 3 years.
3 years.
Close.
And I know your brother, we were all friends in college. You and I would commute from New Smyrna to UCF in Orlando. Then I got to know your brother when I was over there. We took classes. And so you were the first person I knew that was doing triathlons back then. This would have been very early 90s, I guess.
Yeah,
late 80s.
I think I started doing triathlons in the mid 80s through into the 90s for sure.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to unlock your full potential? I want to introduce you to the Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast, a powerful resource to transform your life today. With expert interviews, practical tips, and inspiring stories, this podcast is your roadmap to lasting wellness. Here's what a listener has to say.
I used to struggle with my health, but this podcast changed everything. It's like having a personal trainer, nutritionist, and life coach totally for free.
With over 2,000 five-star reviews, we're a podcast you can trust. The Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
You were the first person I knew, and now of course it's way different, but I mean, that's pretty neat. And I remember a ritual you used to have. I don't know if you still do it, but you used to ride in miles, I think, on your birthday.
Yeah, I stopped that a couple of years ago. Probably should pick it back up again, but yeah, I'd go out on my birthday and ride and run, like a combination of miles, whatever my age was. So I would do that as a tradition. That's because I was a school teacher for 30 years and always had January 2nd, which is my birthday. I always had that day off, so I would do that over my Christmas break, part of my birthday tradition. But now I sometimes have to work on my birthday.
Right. Different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Different lifestyle.
Yeah.
So what did you teach?
I was I was a teacher for 30 years. I started in high school science and ended in high school science. But in the middle 17 years in the middle there, I was a PE teacher an elementary PE teacher at Indian River Elementary down in Edgewater.
Were you always in the New Smyrna area? The schools?
I was at Mainland. I started at Mainland from 92 until the mid to late 90s. Actually 2000. I started at Indian River in January of 2000. Vince Carter was one of my students, probably one of my more famous students. Great guy.
Yeah.
He was a biology student. Loved having him in my class. Then, like I said, 17 years elementary PE. I do have that passion for fitness.
For sure. I used to see you at all of 5Ks. Hopefully I'll see you back out there on those.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing one in November with a coworker. She's got me motivated to get back out there and start doing it again between making biscuits.
Did you just have to give running a little bit of a break?
It was my schedule. I really don't have an excuse, but whenever I stopped teaching school, because I had a set schedule. As soon as I got off, I'd go run. But my schedule now is just all over the place, and so I do need to definitely make it part of my routine again for sure.
I think if I remember right, you were always pretty good about injuries. Like you were one that you didn't do too much, you didn't overtrain, you didn't seem to pick up a lot of the running injuries people did. And maybe here or there, but nothing.
Yeah. I always have people go, "Oh, my knees, I can't."
Yeah.
Nothing. Never an injury. Never injured. That's
great though, and I think if I remember correctly, you were a lifeguard too, and that was keeping you fit.
42 summers. I lifeguarded on New Smyrna Beach. Yes.
It's such a small world because kind of bringing it back to the dog biscuits. When I took my dog Hazel in, she had to get some surgery, and her vet Maggie Lowe. We started talking about animals and stuff, and as you probably know, she's such a wonderful person when it comes to that. And I was telling her about your business, and she goes, "Wait a minute, Brent." And it turned out, I guess you guys swam guard together?
Yeah, we were lifeguards together for sure. There's a lot of people that have used that lifeguarding as a springboard into careers. Kind of a stopping off place, maybe college break or whatever. We've had a lot of guards that have become great people and contributors to the community like Maggie for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We've got mutual friends that have done that as well. So did you do some of the lifeguard competitions back in the day?
Yes, I competed well into my 50s, doing a lot of paddling. I've raced a surf ski for years. Raced around, done a Key West race around the island a number of times. I've done that also on a surfboard, a prone paddle board. That now that's what we call them, because stand up. If you say paddle board, everyone equates that with a stand up board, which
so they're different.
Yes, yeah. Paddle board you're laying or kneeling on, paddling with your hands. A paddle board is you stand up and you have a paddle.
Are the stand up paddle boards like thicker? Are they like to maintain balance better? Or?
Oh yeah, standing up on a paddle board is a stand up board is like being on the sidewalk compared to a true paddle board.
So you just wouldn't be able to really do it, I guess, right?
No.
Okay. Well, that's pretty neat. So bringing it back to the biscuits again. So you've got customers even down in the Keys, is that right?
Yes, that kind of started with my love for going to Key West. Friends of mine have a bar down there, the Dive Bar Shirt Club over on Grinnell, and they opened up and they're dog friendly, and I asked them, "Hey, would you mind selling my dog biscuits?" and giving me an excuse to come to Key West because I deliver. I don't ship anything. So they said yes, and I started talking to the people over at Hank's Hair of the Dog Saloon on Caroline. Got with them. They're very dog friendly. They love love the product, so I sell them over there. And just in news flash, probably in the next month I'll be in a third location, Max, which is on Truman, down in Key West. They're very dog friendly. They even have a dog menu, a separate dog menu, that you can choose what your dog would like to eat.
Like ice cream and stuff?
Oh no, it's fresh. They cook food in their kitchen for dogs. There's like 7 or 8 different items on the menu.
So where else do you go? Like, you got the Keys. I know you come up here from New Smyrna to Port Orange. So where else do you deliver to? Do you have quite a few?
I have a few other places out in Venetian Bay, the NSB Brew, and then there's Pets on the Bay is a pets grooming place. They sell my biscuits, and in addition to that, another big customer I have is over in DeBerry, Central 28 Brewing Company. They're getting a pretty good following.
That's awesome.
I have like a cult-like following, as you could imagine, at New Smyrna Beach Brewing Company, though.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's been very popular.
Where do you cook them? Where do you like? So is this all happening at the bar now, or do you?
Oh no, I do this all from home. So I have some dehydrators. The process is pretty simple. I dehydrate the grain and I make a flour. I have a commercial flour mill, so I grind that up first, and then, like I said, I stamp them out. I roll out the dough after I combined all the ingredients, and every one of my large bags has a shark in it because New Smyrna is the shark bite capital of the world, and the small bags
one
too.
Shark?
Yeah, I put one shark in each.
I never even picked up on that. I saw
One
the
shark in
sharks,
each
but
bag,
that's
and
pretty
I
neat.
do that for the small bags too. One little shark in each of the bags.
That's pretty neat. So how long does it take to cook like a batch?
Well, this morning I cooked 3 batches before coming up here. That took me about 2 hours.
Okay. And they're ready to go, like after?
Oh no, I put them back into the dehydrator afterwards, so that all the moisture is dried out. I don't have any preservatives in there.
Right.
So,
that's why you got the expiration date.
Right.
Yeah, which I really appreciate. And customers really appreciate it. They're always saying, "Oh wow, we know there's going to be good."
I put a 4-month date on there, just kind of as a guideline. I baked some biscuits it was about 10 months ago, and I left them in a bowl on my counter. They're still there, and they're still good.
Oh, wow.
So I know the shelf life is a lot longer than what's on there. But I just want to use that kind of as a reminder that
Gotta use them.
they're at their prime, for about 4 months, and then
So would you happen to know how many calories would be in one small biscuit?
I don't. They didn't.
Trying to guess.
Yeah, they didn't analyze that with. I could probably go back and do some calculations with.
Well, how many eggs are in a batch?
So in a batch, I put an egg. I don't want to give away my recipe.
No, you don't. Yeah.
But and every batch I put 1 egg in every batch.
Okay, that's probably the highest calorie, I would guess. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
I do put natural peanut butter in there, so
yeah.
that's going to add some. That's going to definitely add some calories.
No, that's pretty cool though. I was just trying to guess and figure it out because I'm not even sure if the commercial dog biscuits have a calorie on them.
I don't think they do.
I think it's very hard to probably calculate it based on what they're using, but you got the ingredients, and that's the important part.
Right. Yeah, I could. I know I could break it down to like probably. I don't know how many ounces I get out of every batch either. I think it's like 20. Out of a batch of biscuits, I think I end up with like 26 ounces of product. So, and then to break it down, I'd have to do some calculations to break it down.
Well, I can say this: Hazel hasn't gotten any fatter. So.
Oh no.
And she's been eating them for what, a good year at least. We started giving her one, basically as a treat. Every time she's good, she gets her cookie, and she probably eats 4 or 5 a day. So she hasn't gained any weight her last checkup. So,
Well,
so that's good.
One little interesting side note, like I said before, I'm kind of cheap, so I do use a little bit of regular flour in there. So I started, I make this spent grain flour. So I started giving Greg at Prima, the owner of Prima, I've been trading him some of my spent grain flour for some of his regular flour. And so he makes breads with the spent grain flour for Prima. Barleona, another restaurant there in New Smyrna, uses the spent grain flour in their breads. And I recently gave some to the Dutch oven in Edgewater just to experiment with. And the breads and the pizza crust that Greg is coming up with, it's incredible. The taste, the texture, it just adds like an extra dimension that spent grain flour does.
I think it's cool how you are using like local businesses too. Like you said, you're getting your eggs from a local farmer down there. There's somebody out on Glencoe, I think I used to get eggs from. Sometimes he, just go out there and he gets them for you. And then you said that you're donating some of the other, or they were, the bar was donating some of it to the cattle farm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, we got to support local farms.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's another thing. Chickens really like the spent grain. So
that makes sense.
I kind of do a little trading with the local chicken farmer. I get them some spent grain. They feed it to their chickens, and then I get the eggs back from them.
So how's your little big brother Grant taking all this? Like, what's he think of the biscuits?
Oh, my whole family, they're it's kind of a chuckle thing. Like, you make dog biscuits, and it, like I said, it just started out just kind of as a peace offering to people that couldn't bring their dogs in. But yeah, they think it's great. My family really very supportive.
I mean, your brother was my big workout partner in college. He got big.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger than I am, but he's still my little brother.
Yes, we played rugby together, but I think that's pretty neat. I'm going to definitely have to send him this podcast.
Oh, definitely.
He'll enjoy listening to it. Now, is he retired military now?
Yes, he retired from the military. He did a little bit of contract work. Then he had a child, and he realized that child care was so expensive.
Yes.
That he became a stay-at-home dad. He worked on a master's with the GI Bill while he was at home. He went back into the workforce. He's analyzing data for a fire department in Columbia. Recently moved to New York, and he's York, New York. Up, I think it's on the northern border of New York, so it's real far north.
Almost to Canada.
Yeah, and then so he didn't lose that job, but he had to get an LLC, become a private contractor, and so that's what he's doing, data analysis, which
and
I have
think
no
I'm
idea what that
between
is.
you guys, right? Like he's maybe a few years younger than me.
Yeah,
right.
He's 8 years younger than me, so he's 5 years younger than you.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys got the fit family. I mean, like I said, you and I worked out some too. New Smyrna before college.
Yeah.
And then you were one of the triggers that got me into triathlon. And then he was my workout buddy all at UCF.
Yeah.
So, quite the fitness family there. And you've always done a lot for the community, in your communities, and I think that's great. And what else do you want to tell us? We got a few minutes left. What do you want to tell us about? Like maybe you mentioned how people can find you locally, but what about online or social media?
The only social media I have is Instagram, Brent's Brewery Biscuits. Yeah, that's the only social media I have right now.
Can they order from there? Or?
No, I haven't.
yet?
I haven't developed a website yet. It's just I'm getting to that point. Yeah, that's my next step.
Okay. And I mean, you're doing this because you love dogs, you love what you do, you love being around people, and like you said, you got into it because trying to make the peace offering. So maybe, huge manufacturing maybe isn't something you want to do.
No, well, I don't really know because, and I don't make a lot of money doing this, but
Right.
it is the hustle. I love the hustle. I love making them. I love making the phone calls and the text messages and the connections. Island Roasters, I haven't mentioned them, but I need to because they buy my dog biscuits and then give them out to their customers.
We go there a lot. We were just there yesterday.
Oh, I'll have to give you a little discount card I made.
There you go.
Since you mentioned them.
Oh yeah, I mean they're great. I love
Yeah.
their coffee. I love
Yeah.
their egg sandwiches we get.
Oh, they're great
Matter of fact,
people
I buy
over
their
there.
grind. I buy their coffee and
Oh yeah.
take it home, and yeah, they're really really good. Matter of fact, I believe there's going to be a 1 mile race. I don't know if they have anything to do with it, but it's starting at Island Roasters and going over the bridge to Flagler's 1 mile.
Oh wow.
So they're going to be, I think it's in February of next year. So a little shout out to them.
Oh,
Maybe they'll
yeah.
get some publicity for that.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I love, supporting local businesses. And before I forget, you're one of our sponsors for the Max Fit Games.
I'm looking forward to that Max Fit Games on August 9th.
August 9th, that's right. And you gave us some samples, so everybody coming out is going to have a thing of them in their goodie bag. Naturally, you're on the logo and everything.
And I'll be there if someone
good.
if someone wants to purchase some dog biscuits. I'll have some with me.
That's great. Some of our other sponsors are going to come out with tables too. So ProCharge, I don't know if you're able to hear that, but a client friend of mine started a little protein supplement company, and they'll be there, you'll be there. So I think that'd be awesome. So you might have a table and
Yeah.
great,
Yeah, definitely.
great. And our recipient of what we're going to donate is going to be out there too. She's going to have some of her dogs out there. So that's going to be really neat. So have you gotten a chance to meet Kathy yet?
I
Kathy
have
Blackman?
not.
Okay.
I did send you my contact information though. So
Okay.
hopefully
I
we'll
believe I sent it to her. But
hopefully we can
anyway,
get in contact.
And I think I told her that too. I said we would hook everybody up at the games because I think helping out animals right now is so important. And from what I understand with the adoption stuff, it is so hard.
Yeah.
People are adopting pets and then changing their mind, and it's heartbreaking. So, whatever we can do, to help.
Well, we're months away from it, but every Valentine's Day at New Smyrna Beach Brewing Company, we do an adoption.
Awesome.
And we partner with Southeast Humane Society.
Very, very nice. Yeah. And so what else? Anything else you want to tell us last minute to, get us to? I think everybody's on board. It's like it's not even a sales pitch. This is good stuff.
They definitely they sell themselves. I do have to give a shout out to a couple of my customers. I got a dog that comes by the brewery every day. Belle, she's a yellow lab. She will not pass by the brewery without getting a biscuit. And it's been so popular that if we're busy, our customers will recognize it, and the customer will go out there and make sure she gets her biscuit so she can complete her walk. Really a sweet thing to see.
That is awesome. Now, are you going to start selling your shirts?
They're almost sold out.
Oh wow! You
So,
can order some more.
That's up to the brewery.
Okay.
That was a brewery thing. They made them for me, and they're selling them.
So maybe if they do make any more before August 9th, maybe bring them out to the table and people probably buy them from you.
Yeah, I could definitely, if we have anything left over by then, they're sold pretty quick.
That's pretty awesome. Well, thank you very much, Biscuit King, and looking forward to seeing you at the games. I thank you for coming up and coming on the show, and I appreciate it, Brent.
This is my first podcast. I really appreciate you for having me on for sure. Really love it.
I think you did great. You're like a pro. You're like an expert already. I think Rogan's going to call you up next.
Hey, one take wonders here.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's program. I ask you to please follow the show wherever you get your podcasts, and please select automatic download because that really helps the show. Now I want to thank Overhead Door of Daytona Beach, the area's premier garage door company. They have the best product. They have the best service. I personally vouch for Jeff and Zach Hawk, the owners. They are great people with a great company. If you have any garage door needs, please give them a shout at 386-222-3165.